Namaha. What is supreme reality and what is the locus of that supreme reality? That is, where can we find that supreme truth called in Vedanta philosophy as Brahman, Paramatman, Sacchidananda? So, what is the nature of Brahman, the supreme reality, and how to find it, how to locate it, how to identify it, how to recognize it? Vedanta declares that supreme reality alone exists everywhere as everything, in everything, and there is nothing else other than that supreme reality which has ever existed, which is existing, and which would ever exist. Sarvam Khalvidam Brahma. Upanishads declare that the entire phenomenal physical universe amenable to sensory perception is nothing but Brahman, the supreme reality of the nature of Satchidananda, Sat Chit Anand, absolute truth, pure consciousness, and unconditioned bliss is the nature of that supreme reality called Brahman, Paramatman, or loosely called God. Brahman is here and now. Brahman is present here and now, and there and then. And it is in its ultimate nature beyond all modification, beyond all change. And that is your true nature, that is your essence, that is my essence, that is the essence of the entire universe. And that is non-dual, beyond death and birth. So, why in Vedic culture and Vedanta philosophy that Brahman is called Satchidananda? What is the meaning of that Sat Chit Anand? Advaita Vedanta declares that Sat or Satta, the existence or truth that is free from all forms, is that supreme reality. And what is the nature of that consciousness? That consciousness or knowledge absolute, free from all mental modifications, is that supreme reality called Brahman. And what is the nature? The Ananda dimension. Unconditioned and absolute bliss, free from any sensual indulgence, is Ananda. And all the three are one and the same. These are not the three aspects of that Brahman, the supreme reality. That which is Satta, the absolute existence, alone is of the nature of pure consciousness, and that alone is unconditioned absolute bliss. And all these three alone are appearing as every single experience, feeling, emotion in our lives. Every single form is nothing but a superimposition on that Satta, That's indivisible, non-dual, birthless, deathless reality, and which is of the nature of pure consciousness, infinite awareness, and absolute intelligence. And that pure consciousness is verily unconditioned bliss, unconditioned love, and everlasting beauty. Therefore, as in Sanskrit, it's called Akriti Mukta Satta is Satya. Vritti Mukta Gyan is Chid. And Bhog Mukta Anand. That is the quintessence of entire Advaita Vedanta philosophy, and to large extent most of the metaphysics of different kinds, Eastern, Western, Oriental, you'd find some other aspect of this one. So let's try to understand it. What is Akara Mukta Satta, and what is Vritti Mukta Gyan, and what is Bhog Mukta Anand. That is the essence, the inmost reality of yours, mine, everything, everyone, and that transcends time, space, and causation. That which is formless existence is nothing but our own awareness. And that in that awareness, when it is free from mental modification, it's in its purest pristine nature, and that is ever available. That is not to be found somewhere else in something else by some other instrument, but it's an ever-present eternal reality. And that alone is unconditioned bliss, absolute love, and everlasting beauty, which is permeating and pervading every single name, form, and physical identity we perceive as objects of joy or sorrow, as something in existence. Let's see this tree or these plants, the leaves. Every single bit of the leaves of the plants is essentially nothing but an appearance in that satta, that is sat, that is of the nature of pure consciousness. So that pure consciousness, that is the ultimate reality, the indivisible non-dual reality alone is appearing as every single object with certain name and form, and creates an illusion of being a separate, independent reality. But as in the case of dream, the dreamer, the dream object, and the dream world all are nothing but projections of the mind. The mental modification alone appears as the entire dream world. Even so, in this so-called waking state, every single object with certain name and form is nothing but modification of the same consciousness, the supreme satta, as I stated earlier. the formless existence which is of the nature of pure consciousness and which is intrinsically blissful. Bliss is intrinsic and inherent to it. That alone is, and that is one non-dual, indivisible reality. That alone is appearing as this infinite world of infinite names and forms, which are just like projections, imaginations, as in the case of a television set screen. The screen remains static, the same, one abiding reality, and on that screen, variety of names, forms, dramas, melodramas keep going on. But the screen is the only reality. Even so, in every action of ours, in every experience of ours, in every cognition and recognition of ours, there is nothing other than the Brahman, the Paramatman, the Sacchidananda, the Supreme Self that you are experiencing, you are watching, you are seeing, good, bad, ugly. It appears due to illusory antahakarana, the mind, mental projections. Jagat Guru Adi Shankara declares, Drishyate Shruyate Yadvad Brahmano Anyanatad Bhavet Tattvagyana Chatad Brahma Sacchidanandamadvayam Tadayuktam Akhilam Vastu Vyavaharastadhanvitaha Tasmat Sarvagatam Brahma Shire Sarpirivakhile. Jagat Guru Adi Shankar declares that whatever you see, whatever you hear, whatever you taste or experience, everything is nothing but Brahman, Sacchidananda, the Paramatman, the Supreme Self. But due to ignorance and non-recognition of that Supreme Reality, you perceive and experience it as something, some name and form and some objects, limited finite objects, subject to time and climate and causation. But the one non-dual, infinite, pure consciousness, which alone is the existence of everything and which inherently and intrinsically is full of bliss, love, infinity is its nature and its everlasting beauty. There is no beauty, there is no love, there is no bliss anywhere else other than in that Supreme Reality. The Pragya Tattva, Pragyanam Brahma, the pure consciousness alone is appearing as this entire phenomenal universe. There is not a single object that you perceive, you see, you experience is free from that Brahman. That Brahman of the nature of Sacchidananda alone is permeating, pervading, and saturating everything and everyone and every experience. Therefore, look within, and right now, right here, you are always that Supreme Reality. You have nothing to do. You don't have to strive. If you are not God, if you are not Brahman, Brahman is a mere fantasy of a rascal. If Brahman is not present right now, right here, then that is a dream of some dramatist. Therefore, look within, and at the core of your existence, there is nothing but Brahman. You are Brahman and everything is Brahman. Chidananda Rupaha Shivoham Shivoham.